The next day, Wayne visits the mansion of Sophie's family and is taken to his room by a maid. He is thanked by the maid for accepting the invitation, and Sophie's father expresses gratitude for saving his daughter. They sit down and Wayne serves tea. Sophie's father proposes a marriage between Wayne and Sophie, which shocks Wayne, causing him to accidentally spit tea on Sophie's father. Wayne apologizes profusely, and Sophie's father reassures him by mentioning his daughter's rescue, and then asks again with a smile. Wayne politely declines, insisting on Sophie's opinion. Sophie's father becomes hesitant, praising Sophie's qualities, but Wayne remains firm. They agree to table the discussion for later. Sophie's father offers a portion of the territory as gratitude if marriage isn't possible. Wayne is intrigued by the offer and expresses interest in acquiring the Cbut village territory. He explains that he values the land's resources more than its mineral deposits. Sophie's father acknowledges the difficulty of developing the area, but agrees to transfer it to the Granado family. Wayne expresses gratitude and then requests to see Sophie immediately. Her father grants permission and directs a maid to guide Wayne to her room. Impressed by Wayne's actions, Sophie's father sees leadership potential in him, reminiscent of Wayne's father. Meanwhile, Sophie thinks about Wayne's rescue and her feelings for him, questioning whether they're just friends. Sophie tries to clear her mind by practicing swordsmanship. One night, she opens the door to find Wayne standing outside, surprising her. Wayne apologizes for visiting unexpectedly and expresses concern for her well-being. Sophie, who realizes she is in her nightwear, blushes and hastily closes the door, claiming she is unwell. Wayne reassures her and leaves, hoping for her speedy recovery. Alone, Sophie regrets her reaction and feels guilty for treating Wayne so abruptly. On the other hand, Wayne interprets her behavior as confirmation that refusing his marriage proposal was the right decision. He believes that accepting it wouldn't have hurt Sophie. Wayne is focused on the territory acquired from Lord Norbert and is eager to utilize it effectively. When Wayne returns to the capital, he informs Kijin of his intentions to return to the Granado territory promptly. Using teleportation Ujutsu, he instantly returns home. When asked about his arrival, Wayne's maid is informed that he has just returned and heads to the office. There, Wayne shares news of the new territory and anticipates progress now that his spiritual power is fully restored. He can now utilize all 12 heavenly generals for rapid development. Rikubu approves of Wayne's plan, and Wayne proceeds to summon all 12 heavenly generals, providing them with instructions. With ample spiritual power to sustain them, Wayne emphasizes their continuous availability for summoning. However, a problem arises when one of the generals attempts to attack Wayne from behind. Togide intervenes, admonishing the disrespectful behavior and pledging allegiance to Wayne-sama. Despite Tova's rebellious nature, Wayne asserts his authority, promising to address conflicts later and urging compliance with assigned tasks. Reminiscing about their past camaraderie, the generals eagerly accept Wayne's directives, ready to embark on significant improvements in the territory under his leadership. Wayne outlines his vision for improving the Granado territory, citing its current population, military, and economic weaknesses compared to all Cetra's standards. He prioritizes enhancement in these areas. Kijin will assist Wayne at the academy, Rikubu will oversee territorial management, Tenku will handle housework and villa management, and Tenku will gather relevant information. Haochin will train soldiers, Siryu and Tenku will establish a merchant company, and Jembu will operate a temporary hospital. The remaining four, Suzaku, Dayan, Toda, and Bayako, are tasked with developing the new territory. Dane seeks guidance on their role, admitting their lack of experience in territorial development. Wayne suggests that the key to gaining the locals' trust in Cbut village is to get along with them. Dane enthusiastically embraces the idea, while Siryu anticipates her company's usefulness if the plan succeeds. Wayne affirms that this was precisely why he encouraged Siryu to establish the company. Togide jests about fighting Wayne, prompting Wayne to reassure him that Bayako and Suzaku are present to prevent such conflicts. Dane queries Wayne about being grouped with them, prompting Wayne to praise her innocence and likability. Delighted, Dane acknowledges Wayne's insight into her personality. She shares a laugh at Dane's reaction, likening her to a child. Wayne concludes by expressing his reliance on their cooperation, which was met with unanimous agreement and reverence from the group. The next day at school, Wayne feels uncomfortable with the attention he receives due to his heroism in saving Sophie. Ken suggests knocking out the staring students, but Wayne dismisses the idea. Upon entering the classroom, Wayne checks on Sophie, who apologizes for her previous behavior. Wayne reassures her, understanding her condition. Sophie reflects on Wayne's kindness and their friendship, blushing slightly. The teacher, Korin, arrives and begins the class as the magic instructor. Before commencing the class, Korin warns students not to be proficient in magic and to rely on other abilities to not hinder the education of their more talented peers. Wayne feels targeted by this remark, while Keiji becomes angered. Sophie intervenes, rebuking the teacher for his rudeness. Korin defends his statement, asserting the Academy's focus on students with significant mana reserves, implying those without do not belong. Wayne reflects on the tension caused by Korin's speech, sensing trouble ahead in the lesson. Sophie confronts Korin, pointing out that a student without mana achieved first place. Korin becomes irritated, but Sophie defends Wayne, claiming he is more potent than both. This irritates Korin further. Sophie touches the crystals, causing them to glow brightly, surprising everyone. Wayne expresses his confidence in Sophie's abilities. Korin is shocked by Sophie's mana output, acknowledging her incredible talent. Sophie credits Wayne for identifying and fixing her mana issues instantly. Korin is skeptical and questions how Wayne could do so without possessing mana himself. He signals for the next student, Kijin. She steps up silently, asking Wayne how much mana needs to pour into the crystal. Wayne checks if she has enough mana, and she confirms that she does. He advises her to pour as much as possible without surpassing Sophie. The teacher notices Kijin's hesitation and asks what's wrong. Despite her doubts, Kijin pours her mana into the crystal, and it begins glowing like Sophie's. Everyone believes Kijin is on par with Sophie and maybe even better. Sophie is pleased, expecting this from Kijin. The teacher is surprised and calls Wayne, thinking it's his moment to reveal Wayne's shortcomings. Meanwhile, Wayne wonders what to do since he lacks mana and is intrigued by pouring spiritual power into the magic crystal. Wayne pours spiritual power into the crystal, but instead of reacting as expected, it changes color to black. The sudden transformation surprises everyone in the room, including the teacher. Wayne adds more spiritual power, causing the crystal to shatter into pieces, leaving everyone astonished. The teacher questions Wayne's actions, bewildered by the unprecedented outcome. Wayne apologizes, attributing the breakage to the fragility of magic crystals. The teacher grows more irritated, emphasizing that such crystals have been used in the Academy for decades without anyone ever breaking them using mana. As the teacher goes to retrieve another crystal, the students gather around Wayne, expressing admiration for his unique jujutsu and relishing it to their teacher's surprise. Sophie is pleased to see Wayne fitting in with the others. However, the next student worries about facing a now irritated Korin sensei, anticipating potential trouble. Korin brings a new crystal and tests Henry's mana, but it fails to glow. Disappointed, Korin chastises her lack of ability, remarking that it's the first time he's encountered such hopelessness in all his years of teaching. He advises her not to dampen the spirits of other students before returning to his seat. Wayne observes the situation and considers that Henry may possess talents in different areas besides magic, which helped her pass the entrance exams. Korin announces the next lesson will involve practical training, instructing students to pair up for an upcoming forest exploration task. Students clamor around Sophie, vying to be her partner, making it difficult for her to approach Wayne. Kijin seeks Wayne's advice on their pairing strategy. Wayne mentions Henry has caught his attention to Kijin. She quietly exits the classroom, and Wayne sees this as an opportunity to talk to her. In the cafeteria, Kijin reflects on feeling unwanted as a partner. Wayne approaches and asks if he can join her. She agrees and they sit together. Wondering what he wants, she asks Wayne. He explains he wants to chat, recognizing their shared circumstances. Kijin disagrees, citing his jujutsu. Wayne sees this as the perfect seg into their conversation. Mana Kijin passed the entrance exam despite her limitations, showcasing her talent. She admits her knowledge of magic helped secure her admission. Wayne inquires about her specialties, and she realizes that her passion lies in crafting magic tools. This drove her to the academy, although she found the challenge more formidable than anticipated. Kijin confides in Wayne, expressing that she wouldn't struggle as much if she were more muscular. Wayne invites Henry to his mansion after school for special training. He encourages her to invent her magic if she lacks mana. Intrigued, Henry questions its feasibility, but Wayne reassures her, citing her extensive knowledge of magic. Grateful, Henry agrees to give it her best shot. At the mansion, she demonstrates her abilities to Wayne, who asks if she can cast spells without chanting. Henry confirms, explaining she often does so while crafting magic tools. Wayne acknowledges the difficulty of chant emission, which is rare even in Alicera. He instructs her to cast a spell with less mana than usual. Despite concerns about weakening the spell, they proceeded with the test. To their astonishment, Henry successfully creates a massive water ball that obliterates the target, leaving her shocked at her capability. Henry questions Wayne about what just occurred, prompting him to explain that using less mana allowed her to cast the spell effectively. Intrigued, Henry asks for more details. Wayne elaborates, noting that most people in their world follow the same spell-casting process, even if they shorten or omit chants. This includes Henry. However, altering her approach unleashed powerful spells despite her limited mana pool. Henry is astonished, considering her robust mana control from crafting magic tools. This is why Wayne believes she could succeed. Impressed, Henry admits she wouldn't have figured it out alone and acknowledges that this concept will revolutionize the world's understanding of magic. Wayne suggests that perhaps his lack of mana and his role as an exorcist contributed to his observation. He then asks Henry if she believes people will treat her more kindly now. Sophie becomes ecstatic, realizing she can now navigate the academy with Wayne's help, and for the first time, she receives praise from someone at the academy. Overjoyed, Sophie accepts Wayne's offer to partner up. Wayne reassures her not to worry about slowing him down and proposes they excel in the exams, leaving Sensei Korin astonished. Henry laughs and admires Wayne, who agrees to be his partner if he's okay with it. Wayne happily accepts, and they shake hands on it. A week later, during the training week, everyone gathers outside with their partners. The teacher announces that their exam will begin there, instructing them to retrieve crystals from the forest and return with them. The teacher warns that those who don't return by sunset will fail the exam. They're cautioned about encountering monsters and traps along the way and urged to proceed with utmost care. The teacher then notices Henry and Wayne as an intriguing pair and instructs them to lead the way by scaling the mountains without hindering others. Wayne assures them they'll do their best and urges Henry to set the pace, which he'll match. As soon as the exam begins, Henry taps into her mana and employs acceleration magic, engulfing herself in blue flames and swiftly advancing. Everyone, especially Sensei Korin, is astonished by this display. Kijin isn't surprised, considering it is typical of Wayne. Sophie, who recalls Henry's previous struggles with magic, marvels at Wayne's ability to help others progress. Sensei Korin is baffled, fails to comprehend their actions, and is increasingly irritated. The teacher warns students of a deadly monster on the mountain path, advising against approaching the barrier. Sophie is infuriated by the delayed warning and confronts the teacher. He admits forgetting and promises better communication in the future, though he doubts they'll even reach the barrier. Sophie finds it hard to believe that someone like Sensei Korin could be a teacher at Alcera. She worries about Wayne and Henry's safety, while Korin remains silent. The scene shifts to Wayne and Henry running through the forest. Wayne compliments Henry on her performance, and she is thrilled that their efforts in inscribing magic into their shoes paid off. Henry had inscribed magic circles into their school shoes, transforming them into magic tools. They also enhanced their physical abilities to achieve high speeds quickly. Additionally, they obtained permission from the principal to modify their shoes to avoid accusations of cheating. Wayne cautions Henry to stay vigilant as the real challenges lie ahead. Suddenly, Henry spots a trap and warns Wayne to stop. Wayne is grateful for her quick thinking as they narrowly avoid falling into a pitfall trap. He thanks Henry for saving him, reflecting on the difficulty of detecting the traps mentioned by their teacher. Henry is glad to have helped Wayne and suggests they proceed more cautiously. As they advance, they encounter and overcome various traps and monsters, eventually reaching the top of the mountain and seizing the magic barrier. Following Kijin's advice, Wayne decides to pretend they forgot about the barrier and warn the other students about it after they depart. Henry suggests a detour, but Wayne insists on the shortest route despite potential traps. Henry expresses concern, but Wayne reassures him, and they enter the magic barrier together. Inside, Henry notices the entrance has vanished. Wayne explains the exit differs, and suddenly, a tree transforms into a massive, aggressive monster. Wayne identifies the monster as a Trent, assuring Henry it's weaker than the chimera he faced earlier. Henry frets about defeating it to reach the exit. Wayne reassures him and takes out his sword, engaging Trent in battle. Using Shadow Fire, Wayne burns its roots and confidently slices the tree in two. He then urges Henry to leave with him. Henry, astonished, can't believe what he witnessed. Later, Kijin and Sophie return with a crystal. Sophie expresses gratitude to Kijin for teaming up with her, and Kijin reciprocates, mentioning that she had a good time thanks to Sophie. Sophie laughs and admits she wants to get to know Kijin better and seek advice about Wayne. He is pleased with Sophie's choice and thanks her. Sophie jokes about not encountering the terrifying barrier mentioned by Korin Sensei. As they exit the forest, Wayne greets them and Sophie notes their early return. She asks about Korin Sensei and Wayne points him out nearby. Sophie approaches Wayne to report that they've returned, but he seems preoccupied. Concerned, Sophie inquires about Korin Sensei's well-being. Wayne reveals that the headmaster showed up and dismissed Korin. Sophie is shocked by the news, and by the end of the day, Korin has departed from Alcera Magic Academy. Later, Wayne is in his carriage with Kijin. She remarks that the practical training was a great opportunity, allowing him to forge a friendship with Henry and remove the troublesome teacher. Wayne agrees, mentioning that Henry is now gaining recognition among their classmates, and Sophie and Kijin have also grown closer and are planning to die in together. Kijin informs Wayne that they're nearing Cbut village, the latest addition to their territory. Wayne hopes that their companions have established a good rapport with the villagers. Wayne arrives at the village, where Chief Yan warmly welcomes him. Wayne expresses gratitude and asks about the performance of his servants, to which Chief Yan assures him they're doing well. Wayne observes the chief's reaction and deduces that they're exceeding expectations. Chief Yan guides Wayne to his servants, leading them to a luxurious mansion. Surprised by the luxury, Wayne learns from Chief Yan that it's a gesture of gratitude toward Tuda and others for their support. They ascend the stairs and find Tuda lounging on a sofa like royalty. Wayne jokingly asks why Tuda looks so regal, to which Tuda attributes it to his popularity. She informs Wayne that Tuda has been hunting monsters incessantly since their arrival, endearing him to the villagers who see him as their savior. However, Tuda's newfound status has inflated his ego, making him even more resistant to their guidance. Diane implores Wayne to intervene. Wayne acknowledges the situation and envisions a different outcome, but sees the current situation as positive. He notes that if the villagers worship Tuda, they will readily follow their orders. Wayne suggests a quick solution: a fight between Tuda and Wayne. Tuda and Wayne both step outside for their fight. Everyone stands on the sidelines watching. Bako is surprised to see this place and asks Diane how Wayne knew of such a lovely place. Diane replies that she doesn't know but speculates that Wayne may have used Yujutsu to find it. She says Wayne's Yujutsu skills are unmatched in history, making him the strongest exorcist. Wayne tells Tuda that it's been a while since their last fight. Tuda, eagerly anticipating this moment, swiftly moves behind Wayne and kicks him, sending him flying. Despite Wayne blocking the attack, Tuda continues with a barrage of punches and cannot land a clean hit. This resilience makes Wayne a worthy target for Tuda's vengeance. Stepping back, Tuda unleashes his signature kick of flames, expecting Wayne to defend against it easily. However, he also activates his Eye of the Snake King, immobilizing Wayne and restricting his movement. Wayne narrowly avoids taking a direct hit from Tuda's attack, causing Tuda to believe victory is his. However, Wayne swiftly appears behind him, stating that he might have lost if he had just been reincarnated. He delivers a powerful punch, sending Tuda crashing to the ground and into the river. Seizing the opportunity, Wayne launches a spiritual light arrow, striking Tuda directly. Diane cheers, confident in Wayne's victory, while Sasuke remarks on Wayne's increasing strength. Insane joins in the celebration. As Wayne descends, he declares victory to Tuda, who begrudgingly concedes, vowing to defeat Wayne in their subsequent encounter before walking away in frustration. Wayne reflects on his approach, acknowledging that this victory may grant him Tuda's attention. Diane embraces Wayne, congratulating him on a job well done. As they all gather, they commend Wayne for his foresight in incorporating the honor of the Holy Spring into his fight with Tuda. Sasuke realizes that's why Wayne chose this location for their battle. Wayne confirms Sasuke's suspicion, and Diane expresses her excitement. Tenku and Kijin mention their plan to honor the hot spring in the village, prompting Sasuke to connect the dots. Realizing Wayne's investigation of the surrounding soil with Omyu Jutsu was related to this endeavor. The group discusses the potential of creating tourist attractions around the hot springs, anticipating an influx of visitors from across the country. Following their victory and with the trust established by Toda's group, the development of Cbut village with hot spring resorts begins. Villagers work diligently, spurred by the promise of progress. Kijin informs Wayne that the baths will be completed that day, but Wayne appears preoccupied and lost in thought. He acknowledges the progress and informs Kijin that he has tribal matters to attend to, assuring them he'll return by nightfall before departing. The scene shifts to the Cbut mine, where a mysterious figure cloaked in darkness is seen conjuring a malevolent magic circle. Wayne arrives just in time to intervene, confronting the stranger and demanding to know their intentions. The man remains silent and retaliates with a flame explosion spell aimed at Wayne. With swift agility, Wayne dodges the attack and subdues the assailant. Reflecting on the encounter, Wayne realizes he is unfamiliar with the individual and the purpose behind their actions. Determined to uncover the truth, Wayne resolves to have Tenku investigate the mine later and decides to hand over the captured man to the knights in the capital. Returning to the village, Wayne is greeted warmly by everyone. After finishing the bath, the villagers eagerly await Wayne's return, wanting him to be the first to enjoy the newly completed hot spring. Wayne humbly protests, but they insist, stating they won't use it until he does. Kijin comments to Diane that this is rude, but Wayne suggests they all enter together. Excitedly, everyone agrees. The men head to the men's bath while the women head to theirs. However, Diane slips on the floor, prompting Kijin to scold her for her recklessness. Kijin gracefully enters the tub while Diane jumps in, playfully splashing water on Kijin. Meanwhile, Tuda lies on the roof, lost in thought. Bayako urges Tuda to join them in the bath but rebuffs their invitation, still consumed by thoughts of his defeat against Wayne. Meanwhile, Kijin communicates with Wayne telepathically, inquiring if the bath temperature is satisfactory. Wayne confirms and reflects on the changes he's undergone. Curious, Wayne asks Kijin in what manner he has changed. She observes that he has become a gentler person compared to his previous life. Wayne insists that he has always been gentle. Kijin laughs and responds that perhaps Wayne may not realize himself, but she believes that his interactions with Henry and Sophie as they are now prove that they would never betray him. Instead, they will stand by his side. She considers them to be incredible friends. The following day, Kijin enters the office with troubling news. Wayne inquires about the situation, and she reveals that the magician Wayne apprehended yesterday has died. Wayne expresses regret and suggests they examine the body. In the cell, Wayne senses a dense mana, indicating that a spell killed the magician. He notices a magic crest on the man's chest, designed to amplify a magic contract. It appears the crest was set to activate after a specified time, but it has been fully activated, suggesting the individual was silenced, merely a pawn in a larger organization. Wayne is frustrated by the lack of information about the deceased. He instructs Kijin to investigate the Cbut mine next, hoping to uncover more clues. Bayako desires to accompany Wayne into the mine, to which Wayne readily agrees. As they venture inside, Wayne leads them to where the magician attempted to dispel the seal. He surmises that something must be sealed within the mine, but the question remains as to what their intentions were for it. Wayne resolves to break the seal, prompting Bayako to express concern over the potential danger. Wayne asserts that they can't ignore the situation and reassures Bayako that his powers are now formidable enough to handle it. They begin their attempt to dispel the seal, with Wayne reasoning that no magic is flawless and can likely be neutralized with spiritual power. With a powerful spell, Wayne successfully breaks the seal, anticipating the emergence of a monstrous entity. As lava swirls around them, a salamander emerges from the depths. Bayako volunteers to confront the creature, prompting Wayne to step back and allow him to take charge. Wayne instructs to refrain from killing the salamander as he wants to investigate further. The salamander retaliates by breathing fire, but Bayako subdues it with his spell effortlessly. Impressed by Bayako's swift action, Wayne expresses his satisfaction, acknowledging Bayako's status as one of the 12 heavenly generals. When Bayako asks if this outcome is sufficient, Wayne affirms it is perfect. Approaching the salamander, Wayne is suddenly enveloped in smoke, obscuring his vision, and the salamander transforms into a baby. Kijin and the others find the baby salamander adorable. As Wayne interacts with it, the salamander pleads for its life. Wayne encounters a talking salamander, initially puzzled by its presence. The salamander clarifies it's a spirit, not a monster. Wayne questions why it attacked upon release. The spirit claims confusion. Wayne accepts and expresses interest in learning more. Despite Kijin's concern, Wayne feels responsible for releasing the spirit. Wayne knows it's a fire spirit named Salamander, but doesn't recall its seal or purpose. Frustrated by gaps in its memory, Wayne presses for answers. Kijin accuses the spirit of lying, but Wayne disagrees. Wayne speculates whether other spirits are sealed, to which the spirit has no answer. Bayako insults the spirit, claiming to know the whereabouts of the different spirits. Wayne suggests meeting them to understand their sealing and the magician's plans. Kijin agrees, noting they have a guide. Wayne promises to care for the spirit if it helps, expressing a desire to bond after its long confinement. Salamander eagerly accepts Wayne's offer. The spirit advises Wayne that he needs 5 meals daily and a quiet place to sleep, which he acknowledges gratefully. Later, Wayne informs Principal Polo about recent events, leading him to take a break from school. Polo finds the story intriguing and jokes about joining Wayne if he weren't the principal. Wayne reassures him he doesn't need to. Polo, still jesting, asks about Wayne's recent misfortunes. Wayne jokingly attributes it to being born under a star, which amuses Polo. Polo expresses interest in hearing about Wayne's adventure upon his return. Wayne promises to share and excuses himself. Outside, Sophie greets him and asks if he needs to see the headmaster. Wayne confirms, explaining he's taking a leave from school. Sophie asks Wayne if he's sick, but he explains he has some business to attend to and must go on a trip. She inquires about the duration of his absence, to which Wayne replies it's uncertain. Sophie then offers to accompany him, wanting to repay him for his kindness. Wayne hesitates, expressing concern that her studies might suffer if the trip is lengthy. Sophie insists she'll learn more from being with him than in a classroom. Wayne agrees, and they shake hands on it. They inform Principal Pulo together, who reacts positively. Sophie blushes as they leave his office and asks Wayne where they're going. Wayne reveals they're headed to the port town of Nelhaida, where the excellent water spirit is believed to reside, sparking his curiosity about their upcoming journey. Kijin waits for Wayne outside the academy and is surprised to see Sophie with them. Sophie and Kijin exchange greetings, and Sophie expresses her trust in Kijin's care. Then the salamander appears, announcing it will guide them. Sophie is astonished by the talking creature, and Wayne laughs, realizing he hadn't mentioned it to her before. The scene shifts to Wayne's office, where he shows them the salamander. Wayne explains they need to contact spirits other than the fire one. Suzaku asks if the salamander is the only one who can find them. Wayne reveals they can use fireballs infused with the salamander's power to guide them. Diane finds the fireballs fascinating. Wayne plans to split up, he and Kijin. will go to the port town for the water spirit, while Suzaku and Dee will seek the earth spirit in the Sizona Mountains. Similarly, Toda and Bako will search the cool forest for the wind spirit. Toda expresses irritation, but Wayne reassures him and assigns tasks. Bako questions their plan if other spirits are also sealed like Salamander. Wayne instructs them to undo the seal, protect the spirit, and return it safely. After everyone is assigned their roles, they depart. The scene returns to the carriage, where Sophie finally realizes the spirit is not a monster, but a spirit. She wonders why such a well-behaved creature was sealed. Wayne speculates it might have misbehaved despite its appearance. Salamander denies this, claiming it lost its memory and attacked upon release. Sophie empathizes with the fear of being attacked by something small. Wayne laughs, forgiving the spirit and promising not to abandon it. The spirit is moved to tears and Sophie laughs, impressed by Wayne's handling of the situation. Bako and Toda journey through the desert. Toda is irritated by Bako's sneeze. They stop at a city for the night as it grows late. The carriage ride to Nelheda takes 4 days and numerous inns exist. Sophie relishes her first trip with friends, finding it invigorating. She assures Wayne of her assistance and he advises her to relax. Kijun appreciates Sophie's presence, expressing a long-standing desire to dine with her. Sophie thanks Bako and Toda warmly. Suddenly, a loud individual enters the inn, boasting about his connections to the mayor. He attempts to coax Sophie and Kijun to join him, but Wayne remains unperturbed. However, Kijun's stern glance unnerves the man. He confronts Kijun, claiming to be the mayor's son. Sophie calmly challenges him, revealing a crest that prompts his hasty departure. Wayne explains that such encounters are commonplace in the area. 3 days later, they reach Nelheda and Wayne asks the spirit where he senses the water spirit's presence. The spirit points in a direction. Wayne suggests they investigate, and they find a weathered statue. The salamander identifies it as the statue of Saloon, the sea goddess. Wayne inspects it and comments on its worn appearance. He questions why few people would make the journey to pray there. Wayne asks the salamander if this is where the water spirit is sealed. She acknowledges the statue's beauty but remarks on the inconvenience of its location, saying it's unfortunate that such a scenic spot lacks accessibility. The salamander senses the water spirit's presence and Wayne detects a thin layer of mana on the statue, suggesting it's enchanted. Using his Yujutsu, Wayne breaks the mana layer, causing the statue to glow, a girl appearing as the water spirit introduces herself as Saloon, the sea goddess. Wayne asks who she is and where they are. Saloon explains they're in a particular dimension where they can reveal their proper forms. Surprised, Wayne mentions her resemblance to the statue and asks if she's the goddess Saloon. She teases him for his earlier disbelief but accepts his acknowledgement now. Wayne questions why she appeared, and she wants to greet him. Saloon hints at a significant duty Wayne carries and promises another encounter. When Wayne asks for more details, she cryptically replies that it's knowledge reserved for gods. The water spirit activates a spell on the statue to aid Wayne's quest, bidding him farewell before he returns. Wayne suggests they try it out using his Yujutsu to activate the spell, creating a passage beneath the sea that leads to a mansion, surprising them all. Sophie notes the convenience of Yujutsu, while Wayne remarks that the mansion resembles a temple underwater and guesses he can do the same thing to return with no matter how he looks at it. This looks like the same sort of temple at the bottom of the sea. The salamander senses the water spirit ahead, prompting them to move forward. Wayne anticipates finally meeting the water spirit and uncovering mysteries. Meanwhile, someone notices the spell back at the statue and realizes they must act quickly. Deep inside the cave, Wayne marvels at finding the water spirit in the deepest chamber. They discover a mermaid chained inside a crystal. The salamander confirms she's the water spirit they sought. Wayne proposes starting to release the seal, but the salamander cautions against breaking it half-heartedly. Sophie agrees, emphasizing the need for first-order magic to break it. Wayne assures them it should be easy for him. Salamander laughed and said, "Please do not joke around like that." Wayne replied, "It is not a joke. He will know if he is right if he tries." Kim warns him to be careful as they don't know if it will attack him as soon as it gets released. Wayne agreed and told him, "Let's watch out for that and wait to see how the spirit will react upon release." Wayne touches the chain and breaks it quickly with his hand, and the spirit falls into his arms. Sophie feels jealous after seeing this with Wayne, and the salamander is amazed by what he just witnessed, asking Wayne who he is. Wayne downplays his abilities, but Kin insists he's the strongest exorcist. The spirit wakes up and asks who Wayne is. The salamander greets her and explains that Wayne helped release her from her seal. She was shocked to see Salamander and asked him if you were released from your seal. Salamander agrees to help him out by Wayne before. She asked him, "I see. And then you brought those people here." "Right." Salamander assures her that it has happened, which she is thinking. The mysterious guy then appears, congratulating them for an excellent job and revealing his plan to take advantage of their kindness. As tension rises, Wayne insists that everyone step back and let him handle the situation. The still disoriented spirit agrees. Wayne confronts the villain, demanding to know his identity. The villain presents Wayne with a choice: surrender the spirits and he may spare his life. Wayne offers a different proposal, seeking information about the villain's organization. The villain cautions Wayne about the repercussions of defiance and attacks with his sword. Even without mana, Wayne effortlessly parries the strikes with his sword, catching the villain off guard. Wayne introduces Onmyu Jutsu, who is preparing to showcase its strength. The man decides to get serious and makes 5 copies of himself. Sophie is surprised by this, as he did it without saying any magic words and seems to be a powerful magician. Wayne challenges him, saying that such simple tricks won't affect him. The man rushes towards Wayne and tries to attack, but Wayne effortlessly stops the attack and moves behind one of the copies, showing his tricky strategy. Wayne nodded, begrudgingly acknowledging the man's cunning. He swiftly intercepted the man's next move, the calculated block. Despite facing a barrage of replicated adversaries and fiery spells, Wayne's movements remained fluid and precise as he effortlessly dodged each threat. With determination evident on his face, the man prepared for what he hoped would be the final strike, only to find Wayne composed and unruffled, ready to retaliate. As tension filled the air, the man realized something. Wayne's mastery of Onmyu Jutsu seemed focused on defense, as he hadn't launched any offensive attacks yet. This led the man to believe that Wayne might be planning an escape rather than a direct counterattack. Wayne's voice dripped with a hint of mockery as he goaded the man, goading him to persist in utilizing his duplicates with a sly promise to elevate the stakes of their confrontation. With a seamless blend of agility and finesse, Wayne launched his assault, his movements a blur as he effortlessly cleaved through every replicated figure in a single fluid motion. This spectacle left the onlookers utterly dumbfounded. In the aftermath of his swift dismantling, Wayne took a moment to elucidate his strategy, revealing that should his adversary persist in conjuring more copies, he would unleash his strikes in synchrony, a powerful testament to the formidable prowess of Onmyu Jutsu. Sophie is impressed by Wayne's strength, realizing he effortlessly defeated the magician. Cbut notices Wayne's rapid growth and power, finding it frightening. The spirit is amazed by Wayne's strength, warning against provoking him. Despite Wayne's attempts, the man refuses to disclose information about his organization and escapes using a blue orb. After swiftly resolving the intruder threat, Wayne focused on the enigmatic water spirit, intrigued by her prolonged confinement. Her response, echoing a disconcerting refrain akin to salamander amnesia, left Wayne with more questions than answers. Meanwhile, Sophie, the contemplative presence in their group, pondered the mysteries surrounding their quest, speculating that the reunion of the 4 great spirits might unlock their forgotten memories. Kaijin, their trusted mystical companion, arrived with significant news. Their fellow Shikigemas had triumphantly secured the spirits, dismantling their restraining seals. Wayne eagerly inquired about any clues regarding their lost memories, but the spirits remained trapped in the enigma of their pasts. Additionally, peculiar magicians had targeted other Shikigemas, further perplexing matters. Accepting their newfound alliance with a firm handshake, Sophie witnessed the harmonious resolution with excitement, raising the question of whether they had already achieved their ultimate goal. Wayne reassured everyone that they had completed their goal, filling Sophie with joy at the prospect of an earlier return home. Kaijin, still enthusiastic, proposed indulging in the rumored seafood dishes for a culinary adventure, which Wayne warmly accepted. Their group, now invigorated, set off with renewed purpose. In a contrasting scene, a mysterious figure sought refuge in a quiet library, reflecting on their miraculous escape. Unbeknownst to them, another individual approached, curiosity burning in their eyes. They wasted no time questioning the cloaked figure about their encounter with the spirit. With a heavy heart, the figure admitted to breaking the seals successfully, but failed to capture their elusive target. They clarified that defeat came not from the spirit itself, but from the intervention of the formidable feudal Lord Granado. The revelation about Nell's involvement raised more questions than answers, considering its distance from their territory. The cloaked figure's instrumental role in unsealing the spirits suggested the fire spirit had guided them, adding complexity to their mission. Acknowledging feudal Lord Granado's formidable strength, the figure viewed Wayne as a potential threat to their plans. A revision of their plans was inevitable to protect their dreams from interference. The focus shifted to Wayne's mansion, where all 4 spirits convened, though the specter of forgotten memories still loomed. Wayne reassured them of patience in recovering their pasts, but harbored unease about potential assaults on their haven. He promised Bo to remain their stalwart protector against any magician's return. Cbut arrived with an intriguing invitation to a grand ball at the illustrious royal court, sparking Wayne's curiosity. The following day, Wayne diligently carried out his duties as a feudal lord, extending beyond his estate as he journeyed throughout his domain. His hands-on experience allowed him to connect deeply with his subjects and gain valuable insights into their daily struggles and aspirations. During his rounds, Wayne encountered an unusual sight: a group of people patiently waiting outside a recently renowned establishment. Curiosity piqued, Wayne engaged one of the eager patrons. To his surprise, the establishment was a tavern named Tenkyo. This revelation didn't escape Wayne's discerning gaze, and he couldn't help but marvel at the owner's unwavering efficiency and dedication to her craft. Eager to explore the specialty that had drawn such a crowd, Wayne tasted the dango. Wayne was enchanted by its delightful sweetness, convinced of its potential to be well received in this new world. Subjects who had witnessed his dedication and transformative impact on the Granado frontier approached him with heartfelt gratitude. They marveled at the flourishing prosperity brought about by his capable leadership and the invaluable assistance he had enlisted. In a gesture of appreciation, they extended an invitation to an upcoming harvest festival. With characteristic humility, Wayne graciously declined the offer due to prior commitments. Nevertheless, he promised to attend the next celebration, a testament to his genuine regard for his people. A scene transitioned to the glorious confines of the Imperial Palace, where Wayne's name had become a topic of widespread conversation. Wayne surmised that his heroic rescue of Sophie had thrust him into the limelight. Soon after, Sophie made a grand entrance adorned with a breathtakingly beautiful dress. Deeply moved by her gesture, Wayne expressed his gratitude for the invitation as he gazed upon her. An unspoken sentiment stirred within him. Taken aback by Wayne's unwavering kindness, Sophie inquired about the well-being of the spirits. When Wayne assured her that one of his trusted subordinates was safeguarding the spirits, Sophie felt relieved. She attributed the spirits' elevated status to Wayne's valiant rescue, deepening their connection. As they approached Highness Clo together, Sophie proposed they pay a visit, which Wayne gratefully accepted. At Highness Clo, warm greetings were exchanged and introductions were made. Sophie, curious, focused on Duke Brehilda Highness, Clo's vigilant protector. Duke Brehilda explained the stringent trustworthiness needed for the role. Wayne pondered Matteo Brehilda's unexpected presence as a bodyguard, marveling at the paradox. Introducing himself as head of the Granado family left an impression. The vigilant bodyguard contrasted Wayne's unassuming appearance with his legendary feats, briefly feeling apprehensive. Highness Clo graciously invited Wayne to dance, to which he accepted gracefully. As they swayed gracefully on the dance floor, Wayne asked the princess why she had invited him to dance. Her response surprised and honored him. She admitted he had caught her eye since they met. Wayne's heart warmed at her words, and as she whispered in his ear, inviting him to the royal library the following evening, he felt both surprised and honored. Wayne accepted the invitation, eagerly promising to attend. Their conversation ended with her suggestion to continue enjoying their dance. Matteo, observing keenly, found the princess's unusual interest in Wayne intriguing, considering it a rarity for her to invite someone to dance. Curious, Matteo turns to Sophie for insights into Wayne's character. Sophie informed Matteo about Wayne's unique power, Omyu Jutsu, which is different from traditional magic. Intrigued, Matteo expressed a strong desire to witness it, and Sophie hinted that Wayne would be willing to demonstrate, sporting a smirk. Matteo suggested they have Wayne showcase his abilities immediately. However, before their plan could be acted upon, the hall plunged into darkness, shattering the tranquility as a monstrous wolf burst through a window, launching a sudden attack. Wayne instinctively positioned himself as a shield for the princess. The ferocious creature leaped at Wayne with menacing jaws. In a swift and skillful display, Wayne cast a spell that incapacitated the beast instantly. Using his magical abilities, Matteo restored light to the room, revealing Wayne's astonishing prowess. The astonished guests watched in disbelief as Wayne dispatched the creature with a single blow. Matteo rushed over to express his gratitude for Wayne's swift actions in protecting the princess. The princess, deeply appreciative, acknowledged Wayne's strength, confirming he had exceeded her expectations. Wayne wondered if she had learned about his abilities through rumors. Meanwhile, Matteo was surprised by Wayne's extraordinary skill in dispatching the Shadow Wolf, realizing Wayne possessed more power than he had assumed. Wayne questioned the monster's sudden appearance within the palace, suspecting foul play due to the perfectly timed extinguishing of the lights. Matteo ensured the princess's safety and pledged to investigate. With the appearance of the monster, the grand ball ended abruptly. Wayne headed to the royal palace the next day to meet the princess. She appeared and gestured for Wayne to follow her, leading him to a secluded area known only to a few. She reassured him, citing her status as the princess. Wayne couldn't help but wonder why her invitation prompted her to disclose her unique ability to glimpse into others' futures. Wayne was genuinely surprised and sought more clarification. She revealed her rare ability to foresee the near future, glimpsing Wayne in one vision. Eager for details, Wayne pressed her, and she described a vision of Alcera's destruction by a colossal dragon, with Wayne standing alone in a heroic battle against it. When asked for more, she admitted to having limited understanding as her visions offered only fragmented glimpses. Transitioning to a historical tone, she recounted the tale of a dragon that nearly decimated the kingdom long ago. An enigmatic figure saved the kingdom, the Awakened One, who engaged the dragon in an epic battle and sealed it deep beneath the capital. This historical account, guarded by the royal family for generations, intrigued Wayne due to its secrecy, prompting her to explain that it aimed to deter anyone from attempting to undo the dragon's seal. Her vision hinted the seal might be broken. Wayne connected the dots, pointing to a depiction resembling the four great spirits in the book. Confirming his observation, she asked how he knew of them. Wayne recounted recent events involving the spirits safeguarded within his home. This revelation relieved her, explaining all four great spirits were necessary to undo the dragon's seal. Wayne's suspicions grew, considering an organization plotting against the royal family. He questioned if the seven nobles were aware of the dragon's existence. She replied only the royal family knew, hinting at a possible traitor. Acknowledging Wayne as the first outsider entrusted with her precognition ability, she assured him anyone facing the dragon couldn't be her enemy despite the gravity of her disclosure. She pleaded with Wayne to save Alcetra, offering any reward. Wayne declined to enjoy celebrating her recent birthday, deeming Alcera's salvation a heartfelt gift. Her smile showed gratitude for his gesture. Playfully, Wayne highlighted her appeal as a ruler, intriguing her. Before leaving, Wayne inquired about the malleability of her future visions. She explained they could change if she actively tried. Wayne pledged to use his Onmu Jutsu to alter the foreseen tragic future. Departing, Wayne reflected on his weighty responsibility. Recognizing it as his duty hinted by the sea goddess, Wayne vowed to protect his homeland, devising countermeasures against unknown enemies. The story shifted to a palace where a group revealed their secret plan, housing four great spirits within Granado Mansion. Doubts arose about Wayne's strength, but Mitio warned against underestimating him. Contemplating overthrowing Alcera, the group believed their nation could crumble without confronting powerful adversaries. All eyes turned to Eleno as they prepared for the attack on Wayne's mansion and the birth of their ideal nation. In serene Cbut village, a humble farmer tended to his crops amidst lush greenery as the golden sun cast long shadows. A puzzling sight disrupted his routine. A grove of trees inexplicably withered. Baffled and concerned, he recognized the gravity of the situation and hurried to inform his fellow villagers, troubled by the eerie feeling of dark magic at play. Meanwhile, in an academy, young Wayne contemplated a grave matter. Princess Chloe had shared a vision of the imminent revival of a colossal dragon, a threat he was determined to thwart. Seeking guidance, he made his way to the principal's office, recognizing the importance of the matter as he entered, ready to share the burden. Wayne began by recounting what he had learned, the tale of the dragon, the enigmatic spirits, and the existence of the Awakened Ones. His inquiries were earnest, searching for recognition in the principal's face. The principal listened attentively, acknowledging Wayne's exceptional abilities yet gently suggesting he lean on his elder's wisdom due to his youth. Grateful for the advice, Wayne responded with determination, his unwavering resolve evident in his eyes. The principal smiled, acknowledging Wayne's indomitable spirit, assuring him of his trust in his ability to carry the responsibility. As Wayne exited, he felt his mentor's support and confidence. Reflecting on the mysterious events, the dragon's revival, and the Awakened One's existence weighed heavily on his mind as he continued his solitary journey through the academy's corridor. Wayne was pleasantly interrupted by the sight of Sophie, a friendly presence in his life. Genuine smiles and camaraderie marked their exchange. Sophie had exciting news. Duke Brahilga, a notable figure, had taken a keen interest in Wayne, which manifested in an unconventional invitation. The Duke had requested a sparring match, expressing his desire to test his mettle against Wayne. Sophie inquired if Wayne had time for such a rare opportunity, to which he eagerly responded, filled with eagerness at facing such a formidable opponent. However, a sense of suspicion lingered beneath Wayne's excitement about the unusual circumstances of the Duke's invitation. Nevertheless, he accepted, confident in gaining valuable insights. Meanwhile, in Cbut village, hidden from its residents, a group of extraordinary beings lay in slumber, guardians of an ancient tradition. Jacko, a spiritual sentinel, watched over them. Suzaku urgently sought an audience, expressing concern over the sudden withering of trees nearby, causing unease among the villagers. Suddenly, Salamander's revelation shocked them, unveiling a long-forgotten truth about their ancient ceiling. A colossal dragon brought devastation upon their land, threatening their world's existence. In that darkest hour, a lone spirit user emerged wielding transcendent powers. They rallied the spirits for a fierce battle, eventually sealing the dragon deep underground. However, victory came at a price. The dragon's evil miasma continued to taint the land. In response, the spirits volunteered to contain it, sacrificing themselves to protect the people. He described the ancient cataclysm and the heroism of their predecessor. Theo concluded that the dragon's seal must have been breached, causing the wilting trees near Suzuko village. Ever thoughtful, Suzuko expressed sympathy for the spirit's sacrifice. The spirits, recognizing the need for a collective decision, sought Wayne's counsel before acting further. Wayne's unique perspective and abilities offered a different angle as they grappled with the weighty revelation of the dragon's existence and peril. However, tranquility in Cbut village was shattered by a dire threat. A horde of hostile creatures descended upon the village. They erupted as the village gatekeeper sounded the alarm, ringing the ominous bell that had long stood sentinel. Panic coursed through the villagers as they faced the approaching monsters, their homes and lives under siege. Amidst the turmoil, an enigmatic figure stood ready for action. Tuda, the formidable guardian of the village, observed the chaos from his vantage point, which was atop a tree. With purpose and resolve, he descended to confront the assailants. His arrival was met with disdain by the silver-haired leader of the intruders, who dismissed Tuda as merely the guardian of Cbut village. Undaunted, Tuda relished the prospect of battle, taunting the intruders to confront him. The silver-haired leader ordered his subordinates to eliminate the guardian, challenging their invasion. Meanwhile, CD observed from the shadows, noting Wayne's absence from the village's defense. Wayne prepared for a challenge in the Duke's mansion as Matteo invited him to a sparring match. They exchanged pleasantries with a competitive edge, establishing rules. Wooden swords, magic, and jujutsu were permitted, but fatal strikes were forbidden. The match began with a clash of wooden blades. Wayne showcased his skills, parrying Matteo's strikes with grace. He admired Matteo's potent magic, especially when flames imbued with wind power surged towards him. Wayne raised his shield to intercept the assault, recognizing Matteo's formidable prowess. Yet beneath the surface of their duel, Wayne sensed an unsettling undercurrent. The palpable bloodlust from Matteo sent shivers down Wayne's spine, which was a troubling and unexpected development that raised suspicions about the Duke's true intentions. Matteo contemplated the significance of the match, recognizing its minimal importance for Wayne, but its weight in enabling his subordinates to complete tasks in Cbut village. Meanwhile, within the village, a young woman unleashed undead upon the unsuspecting villagers, causing panic. Diane swiftly intervened, dispatching the zombies. The villainous girl branded Diane a brat, escalating tension as Wayne's subordinates continued to arrive and Diane's anger flared. She certainly confronted the girl, asserting her status as a mature woman, much to the villain's chagrin. Irritated, the villain regarded Diane with disdain. Subsequently, CD and his partners stepped forward, only to be obstructed by Suzuko. Suzuko informed them that they could not proceed any further. However, CD deftly employed his magic, swiftly eluding Suzuko's grasp. Aware of Bako's presence within the mansion, Suzuko and Diane were excited as they prepared to handle the impending situation. In the tense standoff, the villains underestimate their adversaries, comparing them to Diane and Suzuko. Meanwhile, within the mansion, Bayako confronted CD, sensing him as the final obstacle. Unfazed, Bayako asserted that defeating him would prove impossible. CD expressed confidence, believing they would have the last laugh once their objectives were achieved. With resolve, V invited C to engage him fully, drawing his sword and charging forward. The scene shifted back to the Duke's mansion. Amid their confrontation, an interruption shattered the tension. Kaijin, Wayne's loyal companion, delivered an urgent message. Cbut village was attacked, and the spirits rose to defend their sacred domain. Wayne's heart clenched with concern, and a protective instinct overcame him. Sophie, who had been observing the match with keen interest, sensed that something was amiss. Her intuition hinted at an unsettling aspect of the situation, although she couldn't quite put her finger on it. As Wayne urgently explained the crisis ensuing in Cbut village, Sophie's concerns deepened. Yet Duke Mayo's response was far from accommodating. He seemed committed to continuing their match, disregarding Wayne's concerns. He knew that these attackers were drawn to the significant spirits, entities of immense power and significance. Wayne's immediate instinct was to rush to their aid. He couldn't allow these evil forces to lay claim to the spirits. A silver-haired figure enters the tumultuous battleground. His intentions are obscured in an enigma. Approaching Tuda, a formidable warrior, he implores Tuda to unleash his full might, aware that hesitation could mean defeat. Tuda, ever brave, accepts the challenge with excitement, warning his adversary to do the same, as any lapse could end the duel dramatically. An electric tension fills the air as anticipation mounts. With the magician's flourish, the silver-haired warrior conjures an aura of golden lightning, uttering a chilling proclamation heavy with gravitas. Bolts of yellow lightning crackle around him as he charges toward Tuda with deadly precision. Caught off guard, Tuda is momentarily stunned, but survival instincts kick in, and he narrowly evades what could have been a fatal strike. Regaining his footing, Tuda dodges subsequent attacks with remarkable agility. Tuda matches his enigmatic adversary's blinding speed as the battle begins, leaving witnesses in awe. Tauta reveals that he is only marginally faster than the monsters of their world, emphasizing that his adversary underestimates his true potential. In response to Tota's revelation, the silver-haired warrior channels raw fury, unlocking untapped power. Tuta, unimpressed, reminds him of their earlier counsel to go all out. The silver-haired warrior charges with determination, but Tuta's agility allows him to sidestep the attack and counter with a swift kick, sending his opponent sprawling. Meanwhile, an evil villainess empowers her legion of zombies, making them stronger. Suzaku realizes her undead minions have become formidable. The villain taunts her adversaries, casting doubt on their toughness. A yellow-haired villain enters, assaulting Suzaku and Diane. He claims they can't contend with him and the zombies simultaneously. Suzaku and Diane divide roles strategically. Suzaku takes to the skies, revealing majestic wings. She obliterates the zombies with a spell called the Wing Sling in a single devastating sweep. The criminal can only watch in shock as her once formidable minions crumble into dust. Meanwhile, on the battleground, Diane faces off against the yellow-haired villain wielding twin blades. Despite his deadly strikes, Diane's agility and resolve empower her to evade them. Fed up with being underestimated, she demands her opponent to cease treating her like a child. In a radiant metamorphosis, Diane emerges as a more alluring, mature, empowered version of herself. Both villains are taken aback by her transformation. The yellow-haired assailant charges forward, but Diane's movements defy expectations. With grace, she sidesteps his strikes and delivers a resounding punch, showing her newfound strength is as formidable as her beauty.